Welcome back to Minecraft. Hello, Elfie.
Hello.
So this episode, me and Elfie are going to be working on a build, but on the server and with me on Vent, I do have a few other people. I have Ossie, Malinka, and Sarah, who are on Vent and on the server at the same time. Hello.
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 Cool. So Elfie, if you're going to collect water, I've got like 3 cans of, got millions of water here, so don't worry about it. Okay, so as we mentioned last episode, we were going to be working on bees on our platform here. So I've enlisted the help of our resident animal carer, who is going to help us look after some bees here, aren't you, Miss Elfie? Okay, so should we get started and show like the really basic bee house? Should we start with that? Do you think that's
Yes.
start with that? Or do you, or a scoop? Or a scoop.
Yeah, we need a scoop first, and I have materials. I came prepared.
Oh, okay.
Do we need a work table? Or can you see what I'm crafting in there?
I can see what you're crafting in here actually. Yeah, you can go ahead and use the crafting terminal. So here we go. Here's the recipe for a scoop. I think we've shown this before, so but hopefully you've probably got 1 or 2 scoops on you now.
Yes.
And you
I have one. Did you want one too?
yeah, okay, I'll take one. Cool.
Let's see. Do you have sticks? I can make some sticks.
Oh yeah, there's some missing. Sorry, my fault, trunking out. Okay. And hopefully there's one more wall block. Yeah, that'll do. Fantastic, thank you, I'll grab that. Okay, so yeah.
Okay.
You said that you've seen a beehive around.
Yes.
Okay.
Bees!
Indeed.
I'm getting a strange sense of deja vu.
Oh, I see the
on the last
beehive.
server.
Okay, should I grab this one?
Yes.
Okay, so this looks like a meadows hive, and inside it are 2 bees and a comb. So we've got a honeycomb, a meadows drone, and a meadows princess. You'll find lots of beehives out and around the world, except we were originally saving them for camera, but someone actually just went mad and harvested pretty much everything in sight. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame, but oh well. You've brought some of the bees anyway.
There's a butterfly.
Oh, have you? Oh, where's the butterfly? I'll see if I can catch one.
Come to me.
I'm coming, I'm
Pretty
coming.
one, a green one.
Is it? Right, let's see if I can catch it. So, yeah, when you've got lots of trees around, especially forestry type bees, you start getting butterflies spawning, so here's one of them. And hopefully it'll settle
Looks
down.
like a malachite butterfly. But it's worth noting that butterflies, to catch them, like you're gonna see Fire do it now, but you have to get up close to them and right click just beneath them. Like they've got a very, very small hitbox, but if you left click them you will punch the butterfly and they have a health bar and they will die if you keep hitting them.
I think I've lost it.
It's a lot easier. It's over here. I can see it on my map.
Yeah, I know you're tracking
It's worth I'm tracking butterflies. Yeah. It's worth noting that it's easier to catch most butterflies at night time because they are like diurnal. They only activate during the day. So then at night, quite often they'll just sit on the ground. I think it's landed up there on our platform.
I'll see if I can go grab it. I'll probably mess it up. If I don't grab it, don't worry about it, but we'll see.
They are very pretty though. They're quite an interesting little addition. They don't actually do very much right now. I don't know if the plan is to implement them being useful, but
Oh, there it is.
they
No! Stay! Yes, gotcha.
They don't do very much, but they're worth capturing. Is that a malachite?
It is a malachite, yeah.
Yes. I've been doing a lot of butterfly catching just because they're pretty, and like you may have seen in my base that there's quite a few butterflies, and I have plans, you guys. I have plans. Don't worry.
Okay. I think it seems I feel a little bad now for capturing this butterfly. I'm gonna set it free into the world. I just wanted to show that you can catch them, and eventually you'll be able to do some cool things with it. How do I get? Oh, I just throw it, don't I?
Just throw him on the ground, and don't throw him like off the platform though, because you might damage him. But he should fly away.
There he goes. Bye bye. Bye bye, butterfly.
Thanks for playing.
Okay, cool. Anyway,
He's
so
like, hello.
so we got our bees, and I'm getting a lot of voice feedback. I can hear myself off of your thing. I don't know if you're able to turn me down or something.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's a little better. Okay, cool. Do you want to come down and we'll start making a house for this bee that we've just caught?
Yes. I have enough to make bee houses. Basically, that comb that you just found, you're gonna need to put that in there.
Okay.
In the space.
So yeah.
So there's a bee house.
Nice.
I also came prepared, so I had an extra comb because I was prepared. So I'll have one too.
Well, I'll start off with this one, and I'll place it up here. It's night time, unfortunately, but that won't matter too much. And if you look here, actually, look, Badlands is the biome over here, and Grove. And I know that this particular bee that we're working on will work in the Grove, but not in the other one. So I'm just going to place, say, a beehive here. And bear in mind, this is a basic bee house. And in here,
If you followed our last series, which you may or may not have, you will know that there are upgraded versions of this. But if you have a look at the interface, you have the same slots as usual. You have the slots for the bees, as you can see there. They're like happy bees. And you also have the space for the outputs, like the little hive slot. You will notice, however, there are no slots for frames. This does not allow you to put frames in it, so you can't have like special effects and everything. But you can also, you can also not. It's not really good grammar. You cannot breed, crossbreed and get mutations in a bee house. It's purely to get drones and honeycombs. That's the only purpose for it, which the honeycombs will then help you make your apiaries and future things later on. It's just the cheap, easy way to get started into bees.
And these will not allow pipes for automation either on a bee house.
Yeah. They're just very basic.
Okay.
So, sadly, yeah, it's night time. The bees are just like, nope.
Yeah, that's fine. There's one other thing that a bee needs, though, and that is flowers.
I know, I was gonna wait till morning to show that, but, yeah. Because as you can see here, it's a little wooden, we can't really, plant flowers, so I've been playing around the last little while and discovered that bees are quite happy to work from flowers that are in flower pots.
Awesome. So yeah, it's night time, so it won't work, but that's fine. We've got other stuff we can build, and honeycombs are, as we've already discovered, is something that a bee will make, and honeycombs can be centrifuged to be able to get the good stuff out of them. So like, here's a honeycomb. So what we need first is a centrifuge. Should we go and build that? I imagine we need a carpenter to build a centrifuge, probably.
No, you don't.
Okay. Go ahead, let's see.
I'm just checking which material it is, because the 3 machines we're going to be making are the same design. The only difference is whether it's bronze, tin or copper roundabout, so I was just checking.
Yeah, this
okay, so first off, With any forestry machine, you need one of these, which is a sturdy casing. It's just basically a ring of bronze. Bronze you make with 3 copper to 1 tin. So, take some of that. I'm gonna make 4 of these just to be prepared.
There's bronze in the system anyway, so you don't have to fill it out with 4 on each. It will just grab it from this computer.
It's because I had the bronze in my inventory.
Oh, I put some bronze in the terminal earlier.
Okay, so basically you need the bronze casing, the sturdy casing. For the centrifuge we need some copper, like so. And then some glass. Gives us the centrifuge.
Okay, cool, if you grab that.
So I'll take that.
Should we just drop that upstairs straight away, I guess?
Yes. The amazing stairs of Zebradum.
Okay, and I will get rid of this signpost. Actually, it might still be worth keeping the signpost up there, just because, like here. At least for now, until we automate. So if you just place a centrifuge just on the block below.
So delete this one, yeah?
No.
No? Okay.
Put that back and put that on top of the power cord.
Oh, okay, I thought...
Chances are, when we automate, I'll probably automate using Tesseracts. Fantastic. Should be gaining power, so hopefully we've got power.
It doesn't actually show you when it gains power.
Okay. And
it just kind of works.
and if you look here, I've just placed in a comb, and I've got some beeswax and honey drops. Now, honey drops I'll need later. But that's how a centrifuge works. Nice.
Yay!
Okay, well some...
Next we need a carpenter.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Let's do that. 2 carpenters we need, actually.
Yep. Okay, so again, as I say, they're all very similar in design. It just depends what materials you put either side. So there we go, there's a carpenter. I'll take one of those and another one of those.
Okay.
And while we're at it, we may as well just make the last one to save the extra trip, so... So again, the same design, just with tin. And we get a squeezer.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. So this is going to be the first carpenter. Okay.
Yep. Linker.
Squeezer.
Trying to give me the signpost, and I'll signpost this up. Okay, so if I remember correctly, this was going to be a carpenter with
For oil.
for seed oil. This should be the squeezer.
Yep.
And finally, here it is a carpenter with water inside. Again, a lot of this will be automated later, but for now I am just going to get the water in like this. There we go. Do you not give the empty
we
cans
have
back?
one carpenter here. No, you don't get the cans. We have a carpenter here that we want seed oil for. which is what this lovely squeezer will come in handy for. Well, the squeezer can be used to squeeze different things, but right now I brought some seeds to put in the squeezer. And you can see there that it's squeezing them and starting to fill up a little bit with seed oil.
Yep.
But because that takes a stupid amount of time, here's some I made earlier. Yay!
Yay.
I have this set up over at my base, so I'd already squeezed some seeds and things.
Absolutely. Cool. So now we've got those set up.
Yes. Okay, so now...
I'm going to interrupt you.
Morning has broken.
Indeed. So I thought we'd come outside. And our bee is actually working now. And do you want to talk us through the temperature and humidity things that we're seeing?
Yes, basically, bees, every type of bee, there's different species that spawn in different climates. Especially since we have extra bees, we have so many more types of bees. Originally there was only, I think, either 5 or 6 types, which were kind of like ones that spawned in marshes, or jungle, or tundra, or like your meadows and forests and things, and desert bees as well. But each one has their own temperature tolerance and humidity tolerance. And as you can see here, this bee has a temperature of 40%, which is about a normal temperature. So that's places like plains and general kind of forests and things like that. And a humidity that's normal, so that's again the same. If you had a marshy, they would probably have a kind of normal tolerance, but they would need a wet tolerance, like it's a wet humidity tolerance. Well, damp as they word it, but so they would need to be in like a marsh or by a river and things like that, where it's a lot more moist in the air. Desert bees, the same. They have like a very low humidity tolerance. They will not work in damp environments. They need it to be really hot, and they need it to be very dry before a bee will work. There are ways to get round this, which extra bees adds in, but I guess we will come back to that another day, because that's going way down the line.
Indeed. So you can see here there's a bar next to the Meadows Queen, and that's the bar showing her dying off very slowly. Bee houses are very slow, but they work, and they're good to get started with the very basics, and they're very cheap to make. So
Yes, they are basically just a way to get your drones and honeycombs and stuff ready for when you're getting busy with your bees. So
nice.
So we can make a upgraded version of this bee house now that we have our squeezers and carpenters and things, if you want to.
Yes, that sounds good.
Okay, so we want to make an apiary. So basically, to start off, we're going to need to make an impregnated casing. So to do that, I'm going to just grab some logs from downstairs.
Okay. Any log
what
works.
if we had logs?
Okay. Logs you can get from my system. I've got like 100 million of them because of the tree farm. So I'm going to go grab you some logs.
Okay, look. I will sort the rest out.
Whilst you're doing that, Ossisaurus, at the end of the episode I'm going to come over to your base anyway. But I'm hoping our next episode involves something that you're doing. So what are you busying yourself with right now?
Right now I'm setting up the machinery to make a lot of glass, because we will be, in case you haven't seen my base, it's covered in massive amounts of glass, and I will be replacing that glass with another kind of glass called quartz glass. And to replace that glass I will use a turtle to automate the replacement of it.
Cool. So you're doing
And that is
a little bit of crafting and a little bit of programming.
well, strictly it's scripting.
Yeah. Okay, I've got 4 stacks of logs here. Do you want them?
Oh, hello. Yes, please. I don't quite need 4, but thank you.
Well, I'll put
All the bees!
a stack of logs in here as well.
I don't know how many bees you expected me to house with like 4 stacks of logs, but you know.
I know. But I've got like 500
So-
stacks, I may as well.
If you look in the seed oil carpenter, you can see that I've made like a pattern. It doesn't consume any of the wood, it's just laying out the pattern. So now if I place it into the like items row thingy
Storage.
here, it will
Yep.
start to make it.
Yep. Cool, there's a impregnated
And just
casing.
to be clear, it will continue making it until either it runs out of seed oil or it runs out of logs. So you can see now why I didn't need 4 stacks of logs.
That's fine, it's good to
So
have
we'll
a
make
few
2 for now.
extras. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna remove the pattern so it doesn't make it and just store the wood in there.
Okay.
So now that we have that, we're gonna need the crafting table. We should maybe have brought a crafting table up here because it's a lot of running up and down. But it's okay. We'll cope, guys. We'll cope.
Yep.
So
Well, actually, I'm
we're
going to
gonna
interrupt
basically.
really quickly. One of the people was saying about we should have put our crafting terminal in this room, and I was saying I might have mentioned this last episode, but we don't really use this room very often. I'll be honest. So it's not worth having the crafting terminal here. Now I do have other ideas for this room, all to do with applied energistics, but that's why. And now we think that we need a crafting terminal up in this room. So eventually, when I've got the materials and the time and inclination, I will just extend the wires of this and have crafting terminals in a bunch of rooms. I think that's probably the best way. Anyway,
It sounds like a good idea.
yeah.
Anyway, it's the same pattern, and as you remember last time we put a honeycomb in the middle. This time we're gonna. Oh, that's the wrong one. We're gonna put the impregnated casing in.
Okay.
So there we have an apiary.
Or 2.
I'm gonna make 2 of them because
Yeah.
they're amazing. Okay, so that's our apiaries. One other thing that we're gonna need to do, which I should have thought about again, I'm being derpy,
Okay.
is if we put in here, if we put sticks, although I can't, why? Oh, I know what I'm doing. Right, yeah, 2 pieces of wood, like so, to make sticks, as you usually would, but with the seed oil it makes impregnated sticks.
Yep.
So what we're doing here is we're going to make these sticks. You can make it out of just regular sticks, but the impregnated ones are a lot better. Is we're going to make frames
Okay.
for our apiaries. So I will take a few of these. I don't need a full set, but if we go back down again, I should have thought about this the first time. I was not being clever.
That's fine.
So you see there, the sticks and some string makes a frame.
Yep.
Hooray. I seem to be lagging. Hooray again.
That's fine. Yeah, we're both lagging hard. Okay, never mind.
Rubber banding. So,
Is anyone
Now-
teleporting or generating terrain? If you are, please stop.
I was in my computer.
Okay.
where did you want these ones? Just next to this one, or?
Yeah, that's fine. If I need to move anything, I'll move them later. That's fine.
So these are the apiaries. You see they're a slightly different colour from the bee house, so you can differentiate. Now if you open up the one here, you see that there are the extra slots, which is where the frames go, like so.
Yep. It's fine. I made 2, but it's not a big deal. I think impregnated frames, they just... Oh, there goes the server. We'll be right back. Okay, I'm back from the crash. So, we were saying about impregnated frames. I believe all they do is increase what they produce.
Yeah, there's all different types of frames. It just helps with gathering extra honeycombs. Like the bees would produce it at a much faster rate on the frames than they would if they had none. Quite like in real life, to be honest. Like if you didn't have the frames, what would they put their honeycomb on?
Indeed. So have we got any forest drones anywhere?
No, someone had been round and gathered all the bees, so we only had a few. I do have some unusual drones, which are like Thomcraft bees, I think. So I've popped them in here.
Has anyone got a forest drone around? Anyone?
I have forest drones, actually. Yes, I don't have a princess, but I can get you a drone.
Yeah, that'd be good. No, I was just going to start crossbreeding here, that was all. This is still going, and this, as you can see, is producing honeycombs, which I can take the honeycomb out and drop in our centrifuge, as I said before. I'm going to do some of that now because I do. There's something else I'm going to be making. Oh, while you're over there, Elfie, have you got any Oblivion frames?
I do.
Can you bring some Oblivion frames over? It's not the best use for them, but
Maybe.
no. I'm just this at the moment, Blinker.
How many Oblivion frames did you need?
3 to fill up the.
That's all I've
Okay.
got, but yeah, okay.
There is a recipe now for Oblivion frames, Elfie, but they're very expensive. But they now have a recipe.
I'm so glad now that I've just looked at it. I'm so glad that you're going to use all of my Oblivion frames on a really crap mutation.
They won't use up immediately. I just want to show on camera, and you can have them back. Just because I want. Well, god damn it, it's going to be. It just got to night time.
Nighttime.
Never mind. We'll probably try and sleep through it in a minute. But we may as well get started here. So, Elf, if you place the Oblivion frames in here and the forest drones now, just one forest drone you should only need. So now we've got a Meadows Queen and a Forest Drone together. Now these Oblivion frames, they do two things. One is they increase the rate of mutations so that it's almost 100%, but they're not. The other thing is it allows the bee to die in one tick. If it was able to run, it can't because it's night time. But in the daytime it would die in one tick. In fact, what I might do is, just so we don't do this off camera, is I'm taking the Meadows Queen out for the moment. Oblivion frames do have a durability, so even though we're going to use it, it shouldn't destroy. And Oblivion frames can be found as a rare resource either in dungeon chests or spoils bags, but they can also be crafted, and somewhere way down the line hopefully we'll show the crafting of them, except it's really, really far down the bee line, and you need a dragon egg from the Ender Dragon. So, yes.
Yay!
Yeah, they're quite difficult to get hold of, but as I say, you can get them from dungeon chests, I believe, and spoils bags, unless they've nerfed that. For now, can we sleep, everyone? That'd be amazing.
Well, thing is, I'm in the mining world and I've got no bed there. What do you want me to do, Firelash?
Log off or something?
What if I log back on? Will that crash the server?
Sarah's obviously not listening either because she's just logged in.
No, I'm here. I'm just trying to get. Is there still beds in here?
Yeah. Are we,
Sorry, I'd come out of my base.
I'm afraid, Firelash. I'm logging off.
Okay, yeah, so just so I can record this bit here, sorry. You have to carry a bed with you when you go off mining, that way, actually, if you were in the mining world, it wouldn't have mattered. You could have stayed logged on.
I knew that. No, I didn't. Oopsie.
Anyway, so this Meadows Queen that I had here, is now ready to go, and it's daytime. And what it'll do, instead of it having a bar which will go down very slowly, the first tick will be the one that kills it. And hopefully it shouldn't take too long. The idea being with this is that we'll get a very fast mutation that I can show on camera for you to explain a little bit how mutations work and a little bit about how analyzers work. So here we go. Oh no. Okay, we've got some stuff going on, definitely. And we've got a new Meadows princess. You always get a princess back. You always get a forest drone and a Meadows drone back. So I'll keep those here. So I think what we need to do, Elfie, is analyze these bees.
Yes.
I don't have liquid honey, so I can't really use the analyzer that I put here. We can use the honey drops, right?
No, we don't yet. We would need another squeezer to get the liquid honey, or a pipette to get the seed oil out of there. But
Or a can or something, yeah.
Yeah. No, you need a can to get most of it, but you need a pipette to completely clean out the tank.
Or you could
Okay.
kill it. Doesn't matter.
Or we could destroy it and destroy the seed oil itself.
Let's just make ourselves a bee ELISA. Oh, it uses a carpenter's, doesn't it? But we'll need some tin. So if you grab some resources.
Yes, we also need diamonds and some... I'll get the resources, you can do
That can look pretty. Yeah, so sorry, about the nighttime sleeping thing, is if you're in a different dimension, then it doesn't matter if, as long as everyone in the overworld sleeps, then it works. Or everyone in the same dimension sleeps, it works.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. We haven't really done much in between episodes here this time to show while we were waiting for the gathering materials, so you just have to hold your horses for now. Oh, you got them?
Yes.
And we'll need the carpenter
So
water.
we need the water carpenter for this one. We need 1 diamond. We need 2 redstone. We need 4 panes of glass. And we need...
No,
what do we
2
need?
panes of
Am I being
glass,
dirty?
like this. 2 redstone like this. And then the rest is tin.
Oh, okay. I was, yeah, being dirty, I guess.
Oh. I think.
Nope. Apparently not. Nope, I'm pretty sure I was right, but,
No, I know what was wrong. Isn't the diamond supposed to be down here?
no, it's meant to be like that.
Yeah,
So neither of us were right then.
exactly. We're all wrong. Wrong. Okay, it's not saying it's one of those things that you make like once or twice. And
I
that's
made it. I made 2 in the whole of my last server. That was it. Well, 3 because I gave 1 to you. But once you make it, you never see it again.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see if I've got any other honeycombs too.
I have some honeycombs, but they're not normal honeycombs. I brought them for a different reason.
Okay.
I brought tropical ones. I can centrifuge them if you want though.
No, it's actually fine. Can I have the bee ELISA then, please? Okay. So the bee ELISA in my hand. Like so. I shift click it, or click it, right click it, not sure which. But the honey drops in the top here, and I should only need 3 for what I was about to do anyway. I'll take the Meadows princess that we just bred, and it's now a crossbreed of Meadows forest. I'll also talk about a few of these things. So the lifespan of this is shorter. There's, I believe, shortest, shorter, normal, faster,
Fast is a
fastest.
working speed. No, it's long and then longest.
Oh, long and then longest, okay. And then speed is slowest, slow, normal, fast, faster, fastest.
Yeah.
Then pollination here is, it says slower. That's how quickly it will pollinate trees or other flowers. That won't apply to where we've got it set up. It will apply if you've got it out in the world usually. The flowers here is actual flowers in this case, but sometimes like desert bees require cactus and marshy bees requires like lily pads, and depends on what you're breeding.
Jungle bees require a vine
Yeah.
or a fern.
The fertility part here says that when a bee dies, how much offspring will it get? So when it says 3 times here, it means it will get 3 offspring. When it says 2, there'll be 2 offspring from it. So in other words, the amount of drones that it produces once the queen dies. The area is the area of effect of how far it will pollinate out. And the effect, depending on what bee it is, will do different effects. Now, for example, you'll have noble bees who have the beatification effect, which is basically regen. So that if you're near the bee working, then it will give you regen. If we come down...
I think it's Imperial that have that. I don't think Noble have it, but it's on that branch, yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. You can see here Meadow Princess.
Okay, I'm just a bee nerd.
Is the climates here. That's just confirmation of what we already knew and talked about before. Diurnal means that it only works during the works during the day. Yeah. Nocturnal means whether it not works in the night, and in this case, no. Flyer means will it work during the rain.
In the rain.
Yeah. And cave is will it work underground.
Or in the dark. Just basically if it can see the sun or not. Like, it's worth noting again, bees, as you can see here, like they're happy outside in this little place because they can see the sky. If we placed a bee in here, it would not function unless it had the cave dwelling because it can't see the sky.
Yep. You can see it produces these types of honeycombs, which is the basic honeycomb on that screen. On here it's possible mutations, which is a lot because we've got extra bees installed. And then you've got finally the classification screen here, which is just complicated. I don't even understand, which is nice. So let's analyse.
It's like names and stuff, I think.
So this drone's come out as a Forest Meadows drone, and this one has got common on it. So common in this case is where it's mutated. So we've got a little bit of the mutation going on. So I can take this Meadows drone and drop it back in. I'm just going to do this one more and then we won't bother using Oblivion frames anymore. And
You hoping for a common?
yeah, I'm hoping for a common. So we'll allow that to go. It should die off fairly quickly, and we know that these two here are pure breed forests or meadows. Don't need to analyse them.
There's a chance though, if you've got a common breeding with a meadows one, that you might jump one to cultivated, although it's a very small chance.
It does happen, yeah, definitely. If it does, then I'll manage.
These are quite insane. Oh no, unlucky.
Okay, well, we won't play that gamble anymore with these. And without the analyzer, I can't even tell which ones are breeding without analysing each one. But for now, I'll just put this Meadows Princess with this Forest drone and just keep it breeding that way. And eventually, please note that these don't stack, these two bees, because their traits aren't the same. There'll be a crossbreed in there, or some traits somewhere will be different. Hence why sometimes they don't stack. Sometimes the trait will be hidden to you as well, which has changed, because
once
bees have
you've
damage
analysed
values.
them, though, it does come up and show you the kind of main differences and stuff, and then you can see why they're not stacking.
Yeah, not always though. There's a couple of traits which are hidden. One of which is their something that was changed in forestry a little while ago is that it's possible to damage a bee so that it dies, and that is when you mutate it too hard. It's probably the best way of describing that. So if you're using a method that is forcing a mutation and you do it too quickly, then it will die. And there's a few other things as well that you can do to a bee that can make it produce more or mutate faster. That will actually hurt the bee. Now, it won't show up in an analyzer that you've done that, so that might be a reason why they're not stacking, and that's totally
As
hidden
an
from you.
example of that, I assume like an analyzer, not an analyzer, what am I talking about? It's because you just said analyzer. A mutator block in an alveary.
Yes. So, if for instance, we'll talk about alvearies another time, but in better detail. But with an alveary, you can do things like place mutator blocks, and in the mutator blocks, you can put, say, uranium in it, and with uranium, you get again close to 100% mutation rate with it, and if you have one mutator block on there, then that's considered the maximum before you actually hurt the queen itself. Which will...
I'm kind of glad they did that because it was overpowered. You could just like zoom up the tree in about 30 seconds.
So I used to have an Uber breeder that had 3 mutator blocks in the alveary, which was pretty much a guaranteed mutate, and it would mutate so fast it was crazy ridiculous. However, if you try that now using multiple mutator blocks, you will kill the queen. So, yeah, just bear in
There
mind.
was
there's a few
something
things.
else that I was thinking of showing, just because, although it will take because I've got my own bees, like I've been kind of running this in the background, but I was going to show just because it's kind of handy and people should be aiming towards getting this as soon as possible if they're going to bee breed, is that I have some tropical bees which I found in the jungle. So I have a few of these combs here, as you can see. I brought them over from my base. And if we centrifuge them, you see there we get some honey drops as usual and some silky propolis.
Yep.
Now, if we just let it finish doing that. So what I'm going to do is put the silky propolis back in, and you see there we get a silky wisp.
Yep.
Now, I've got some of these that I've been doing at home. Okay, it's all like Blue Peter. Here's one I made earlier, guys. So, yeah. I've brought over these to show you what we can make with them. Which, if I take rid of that string out, basically, we want to be making armour. Although, oh no we don't, do we? Hang on, I'm being derpy.
Okay. It's worth noting, if you are going to use jungle type bees, rainforest bees, that kind of stuff to make this, is that these bees are dangerous. If you stand near them, they will poison you. And
I just realised that I've probably jumped the gun. I was thinking of something different. But I will see, I'll do this in front of you, you can see what I mean. Basically,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not going to have enough to do what I was planning, but I'll show you anyway.
okay.
If you put silk, like so, silky wisps, you'll get these, which are woven silk panels. See,
Yep.
I'm not entirely sure what my brain was up to, but I'm not going to have enough to do this, but
That's fine.
I can show you the start. Basically, yeah, you make silk panels like so.
Yep.
I had been planning to ask Malinka if I could steal some of his to show making it, but then I kind of forgot. But, so yeah, for example, I think you make them in here. Or do you just make them in a crafting table? Probably just in a crafting table, that's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, if you get the woven silk panels,
Yep.
like that, you can make armour, apiarist armour, which is pretty nifty considering that you have a lot of bees who are dangerous. They have effects like poison, or like nether bees have fire, like when you go near them they set you on fire, or there's all kinds of really negative effects. And if you wear a full set of apiarist armour, you become immune to bees, basically. No matter what they do, any negative effect will not harm you.
Yep. So as we said
It's
before,
worth
the
getting.
tropical bees will hurt you if you're breeding them. So you'll have to put up with it for a little while. It's worth carrying some milk around as well, just to save yourself from the poisoning.
It's also worth noting that they are inactive at night. So I find, for me, to avoid getting stung in the face, I will generally just go harvest them when it's dark.
Oh, this one's given us a mundane cone. I don't know what that is. Can I centrifuge it to find out?
Yes, you may. I don't know if it's anything that exciting, but you can centrifuge it.
Oh, this gives us magic wax and beeswax.
Yeah, these are from the Magic Bees mod, I think. They are kind of thermic type bees. You can use them to get all kinds of magical things. I believe magic wax, the normal wax that we got earlier, you can make capsules out of it, and I believe magic wax allows you to store pretty much any liquid, like including lava, which normal wax I don't think you can, because obviously lava would melt wax, but because it's super magical and shiny, you can pretty much store anything, I think.
Yeah. I just realised then is that if we've got a squeezer for seed oil, I'll make another squeezer for honey and place it
honey.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, I had 2 or 3 squeezers with my last one, so you end up needing doubles of a couple of machines, but I also had like 4 or 5 centrifuges, but I had a massive bee setup the last time.
So yeah, we really want to give another detailed thing about bees because bees are complicated, but they're also central to using Feed the Beast. In my opinion, is that there's so much that can be done with bees that anyone who plays with Feed the Beast really should take a look at working with the bees, even if it's just a basic setup. Because as we'll show later on, is that some of these bees, especially the magic bees, can do some very, very powerful things indeed. And some things which are only possible by using bees. One example of this is anyone who knows Formcraft will know that you have nodes. And some nodes over time, if you're using magic, will start dirtying up with flux. And flux produces enemies that fight and get out of control. Now there is a bee that can clean up flux without creating too many of the monsters that is associated with it, and in fact can make sure that an environment stays completely clear of any bad effects. And these are pure bees, and it's the only way of doing it. There's no other way of cleaning up the environment in that way apart from bees. That's just one example of something unique that bees do, but there are lots of examples. And yeah, I know Malinka's planning on doing a little bit of bee breeding, aren't you, Malinka? Just to do a couple of builds. And I imagine like most of us will either be using Elfie's help to build bead breeze, or doing our own little setups just to get certain bees that will help us. I find bees to be central to the Feed the Beast experience, really, if you're going to make the most of it. So yeah, that's how you use bees. But
they are pretty nifty. You can get just about anything from bees.
So I'm probably going to do my own bee setup of some kind, which is what you're seeing here, and I'll probably do a tiny bit of automation and that kind of thing. But I think, Elfie, you're planning on doing a much bigger bee setup, aren't you? With a bit more variation.
I have plans.
Yeah.
If I could tap my nose in Minecraft and give you a knowing look, I would, but I can't reach my face, it's too blocky. That's what I have to do.
So yeah, just like last season, is Elfie will be going a bit deeper into the bee stuff, and a few extra surprises that we have in store for Elfie's builds anyway. So it won't just be about bees. But yeah, we're going to show some cool stuff this season when it comes to forestry and bees and their other effects that they have in the game.
Indeed. There's going to be some old things if you've joined us before, some new things if you have or haven't joined us before, and generally just some things that are pretty cool to look at and kind of nifty. So that should be fun.
Yep. Meanwhile, Ossisaurus, are you home? It doesn't look like it, actually.
I'm here in Vent, but I'm not on the server because I'm afraid I'll crash the server if I join.
Do you want to take the risk? You'd probably be alright.
Sure.
I think Ossie's chickens are dropping eggs off of their platform onto the ground, because every time I come to visit Ossie, I find eggs.
There are a lot of chicken up there. Okay.
It's like a battery farm up there.
Have you got... yeah, if you come back to yours, have you got any of that glass that we talked about?
Nope. I've not made any yet. I'm gonna go steal some quartz from the central base.
Okay. Yeah, if you go steal some nether quartz and pulverize it up. Shall I pause very quickly? I'm not making... I'll tell you what. No, I'm just going to save this for next episode. I was going to do it now, but actually it'd be better if I wait. So, yeah, next episode we'll be up here in the Sun Temple. That is Ossisaurus's base. And we'll have all sorts of fun things in store with that in mind. So definitely join us then. For now, I know the rest are here, so they'll say goodbye too. But especially from me and Elthie, goodbye. And from the rest of the Let's Cooperate team, bye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.